Time for a brand new episode of the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. It is Christmas week. Well, Christmas is actually next Monday, but everybody's getting ready for the holidays, kind of winding down, doing less work, except for Stacey, myself, and Tim. We're busier than ever. Stacey's got 4 games this week. Ryan Cheverini's on vacation for Channel 7, so I'm filling in, doing some anchor duties here downtown Chicago. So we're kind of all spread out all over the place. We're going to talk Bears first, but before we do that, Stacey, quick word on the Philadelphia win. That was fantastic last night.
Oh, man, it was huge. Listen, the Eagles were playing and the 76ers were playing on the same night, and I guarantee you nobody in Philadelphia thought either one of those teams were going to lose, and they both lost on the same night, Mark. It was beautiful. It was a masterful game. The Bulls started off slow. Looked like Philadelphia was going to blow the doors open, but the Bulls have had, they've had some slow starts, but they've always been able to, regain their composure and turn it around. And they were able to do that. And Kobe White, again, is just playing out of his mind. I read today where it's kind of like Linsanity, when you had, Lynn in New York when he went on that run. And they kind of likened it to Kobe's run. But I'd have to disagree with that because Kobe's a legit player. Like, he's a legit guy. He was a lottery pick. This is expected out of him. I don't know if averaging 26 points, 27 points a game was expected, but based on his draft status, I think people expected that he would be a very good player in this league.
The bad news on Tuesday, as we're recording, Torrey Craig is going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. We were doing that game in Miami on Saturday, Stacey. He had 16 points in the first half. He knocked down 4 threes, had one of his best games of the season. Then he limped off to the sideline. We thought, maybe he turned an ankle. He'll be back second half of the next game. Now 8 to 10 weeks. That's really a blow to this team.
Oh, it's a huge blow because, he does so many different things. He's a jack of all trades. He can play, multiple positions defensively. And he's just starting to get comfortable offensively where he is not hesitant to shoot the 3 mark. You saw it. I mean, he's pulling the trigger and he's giving them an element during this run, an offensive push per se coming off the bench. So that's a tough loss for the Bulls.
Kardashian effect.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on now.
Come on, man.
Oh, we'll see.
Come on, man. Stop it.
We'll see.
And the worst thing for Torrey Craig, today is his birthday. And the news is he's going to have to be immobilized for 4 weeks. They're calling it a severe sprain of the plantar fascia. So it's got to be a lot of pain and he can't move around. So that's going to take some rehab work.
I've had that injury. And, but back in our day, Mark, we were like John Wayne. You just get a cortisone shot and you just get out there and you don't miss any games, So, but, having, plantar fasciitis is tough because it's very uncomfortable, very painful. Any kind of pressure on it, it's really worse in the morning. Once you get it loose and get it stretched out, it gets better. But, man, it's a very painful thing. I mean, I had it for like almost a month. I played with it, and it just felt like I had like a spur or something in my shoe, like I was constantly stepping on a glass or something, and it was very uncomfortable.
So we wish Torrey Craig the best in his recovery. Hopefully he can get back real soon because he's been a good contributor for the Bulls in his first year here in Chicago. We mentioned we're going to start with football today, and joining us is our friend Chris Emma. He's a very familiar voice to Chicago sports fans. He's been with the Score for a long time. He's also doing some work for Marquee Sports Network. Chris, are you with us? D, you got him in there?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
There he is. Hey, Chris, how are you?
What's happening? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. The Bears season has been a mini soap opera, a lot of twists and turns. We were just starting to think, hey, if they beat the Browns in Cleveland, they could legitimately have a chance in the playoffs. And then the fourth quarter fade, and now it's kind of back to what's going to happen in the offseason again. What did you think about the whole Cleveland thing, blowing that lead in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, it just brutal. I mean, look, the season was starting to build some hope. There was excitement of where could they be going? Maybe they can make that kind of run to the playoffs. 9-8 was a real goal. I mean, they had their heart set on that, and they believed they could do it. And you got to finish. It was right there for the taking. It's tough. There's I thought Cole Kmet said it really well. It's like it didn't come down to just that Hail Mary. Like there were so many plays in that game where if it goes your way, if you sustain one more drive that ends in a 3-and-out, you take off some clock and you can go on to win that game. If you hit obviously the Robert Tunyon play, if you stop that 3rd and 15, you're going to overtime instead. Like so many moments you look back and you say, man, that was right there for you. It's brutal. That's the third time this season in which they've blown a double-digit fourth quarter lead. It's an indictment of a lot of people involved. It's also simply the reflection of a team that's not truly ready to be a playoff team just yet. So, yeah, 3 games left, and then you look to a really pivotal offseason.
Well, Chris, what I'm noticing this trend is that when the Bears get a lead, they get very conservative. Instead of just go ahead and put the pedal to the metal, you got nothing to lose. Let's just go out there and play guns blazing, and let's just blow these teams out. It seems like when they get the lead, they start to we're going to throw screen passes. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run quarterback draws, and they just get very very conservative, and it's really sad because people want to blame Justin Fields all the time, him not making plays. But there were plays to be made in that game. I mean, how many balls were dropped by guys? What's the kid's name? Tanyel, whatever his name is.
Tunyon.
Yeah, I mean, he had
Tunyon, yeah.
I mean, I hear people go, "Oh, Justin Fields, that was a bad throw." Oh, a bad throw. It was in his hands. I mean, it could have been a better throw than that. I mean, only way it would have been better if Justin Fields would have thrown it to himself and he ran down there and caught the ball and scored. I mean, that was a perfect pass. The guy didn't come up, and that's been happening all season long. Plays that were supposed to be made are not being made.
Yeah, Stacey, you're exactly right. You've seen it so many times. I think about that game against the Lions in Detroit where you're up by 12 points, 4 minutes and change left, and you go to this really soft conservative defense, and it's 6 plays, 75 yards. Lions are in the end zone, and they're heading to a win. Like, can't have that defensive kind of breakdown. The offense, as you mentioned, far too conservative. The play that really just jumps out to me, and it would anger me as a Bears fan, is that 3rd and 1 that they give to Tyler Scott, the little end around. Alex Wright goes through. They have 2 tackles on the right side. He goes through both the tackles, hits Tyler Scott for a 3-yard loss, and he does one of these as if to say, I knew exactly what you guys were running. Like, it shouldn't be like that. That's not the way this play calling is supposed to be. Let alone, why aren't you just handing the ball off up the middle and trusting that your offensive line is going to get you the opening for that first down? It's maddening. There's been a disconnect in the play calling. Obviously, there's been a lack of execution. We heard the coaches mention it too. Look, this team, this is kind of the way it goes. A year 2, they're through the rebuilding phase, but they're not quite there where they're going to be winning these games consistently. You need better talent. You need better coaching to this as well. Big decisions looming this offseason, but year 3 next year for this team, you really want to come out of this and say, we're going to be winning those games.
Hey, Chris, sticking with that, I think that Matt Eberflus is going to be back next year. It's just my opinion. You're there every day, so you have a better feel for that. I just feel like, with Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles, I think that, Flus has shown enough with the defensive improvement this year. He's basically a defensive coach that I think they're going to bring him back for another year. What's your read on that? And do you think that Luke Getsy is going to be back? I think that they need to make a change there.
Yeah, I don't. I'll start by saying I've not heard anything definitively, so I'm not reporting here. I'm merely speculating. I think there will be change coming. I think there will be a head coaching change. And I say that not necessarily because Matt Eberflus deserves to be fired. Like you said, his defense is playing well. This team is getting better. Like, they're developing well. But it's not an evaluation of does Matt Eberflus deserve to be fired? Is he the guy to lead you forward? Is he the guy who's going to take a team you want to be in the playoffs next year and make it a run? Is he the guy to do it? I think they've seen enough of him kind of behind the scenes and the way that he leads this team, the way that he works in game to say he's probably not that guy who's going to be a championship level head coach. I liken it to what the Cubs did. At first, back 10 years ago with the move from Rick Renteria to Joe Madden. You get that guy. Now we've seen it with David Ross to Craig Counsell. Like, David Ross didn't deserve to be fired by the Cubs, but they had a chance to get the best manager in baseball. If the Bears do have an opening, they're going to be a very, very attractive job. It's a team that obviously the draft capital's there. They're continuing on a rebuilding plan that's getting to the point where you are going to be competitive now. You've got a young roster that's really budding and ready to go. You can get that top coach if you really want him out there. Kevin Warren's a guy who's brought big ambition to Hallis Hall, and he's thinking big. I think there is going to be change just based off that belief.
Yeah, I definitely think there has to be changes. I think that in order to get to where they need to go, I think this coaching staff has had enough time to show that they are the group that can lead this team. I just don't think they, especially offensive coordinator. I'm not a big fan of Getsy. I'm one of these people. Listen, you have to make an offense tailored around the quarterback that you have. I think that when you look when Justin Fields rolled in from the Red Rocket when the Red Rocket got injured, and they were still running his plays, and they didn't have a playbook for him because I always thought they should have some kind of small package for Justin Fields when he comes in the game, even if it's like third and short. They'd have a package like you saw Lamar Jackson when he was a rookie. They had packages for him so he could succeed. You don't see that with Justin Fields. It seems like they were trying to make him into a pocket passer, and it's failed miserably. He's proven that he's much better, Chris, when he's outside the pocket, when he's able to read defenses on the run and be able to use his legs, as you see with Josh Allen, you see with Lamar Jackson, some of these mobile quarterbacks that are successful because they can get outside the pocket. Do you feel like this is like they're going to go away from that and say, hey, look, you know what? There's too many quarterbacks in the draft next year that we think are game changers, and they're going to go away from Justin Fields? 'Cause I think if they do, it's a huge mistake.
Yeah, Stacey, you're exactly right on the disconnect with the play calling. I completely with you. They've not catered it to Justin Fields. It's been kind of called a stubbornness, if you will, with Luke Getsy wanting to run his system. What he ran through that offense, what he was part of the Green Bay, and it's the same kind of scheme we've seen, like the West Coast, the zone run scheme. Like that's what they want to run. They were so intent on making Justin Fields be that pocket passer going into this year, and when Justin Fields is at his best, as you mentioned, Stacey, it's like it's getting on the run. But it's not just tucking and running. His best plays this year have been getting on the run and then throwing the ball, getting outside the pocket, and you find somebody down the field. You've not seen enough of that consistently designed through scheme. One of my favorite play designs in Sunday's game is the play that didn't work. It was that 4th and 1 where Fields is on the rollout. It was a great play by the Browns to take that away. They came with the corner blitz, but like that was there. That's a great design. It's Justin Fields outside the pocket. He could have pulled the trigger if he wanted to get DJ Moore over the top, and it's probably a touchdown. That play's happening fast. I don't blame Justin Fields for tucking and running. And, the rookie Mitchell made a great play to get the tackle shy of the marker, but I want more of those designs. Like that's the kind of stuff that's made Justin Fields successful. So, look, it comes down to this offseason. It's complex. Are you bringing back this coaching staff? At this point, I lean toward no. Are you bringing back Justin Fields? I think they made up their mind at this point. I think they've seen what he is, and I think they're ready for some kind of change. I think that you see this as a rare opportunity. If you are picking one or two, and you can go get that guy. But I don't want to see the band getting back together with Eberflus and Getsy and Fields, and you're going to try what's been kind of an awkward fit. I don't know if I want Justin Fields having his third head coach and his third regime in 4 years in the NFL, or make it 4 out of 5 if you want to date it back to Ohio State. I don't think you're doing him any favors after you really have messed up with his development enough at bringing him in year one with a lame duck Matt Nagy coaching staff and doing nothing for his development. And frankly, I don't think Justin Fields wants to be a part of another regime change and doing this all over again either. So I think the best route and the cleanest way to do it is you align new president and GM with Warren and Poles with their head coaching hire, and then that group puts their heads together. You pick the quarterback you want at the top of the draft.
So are you one of the people that believe that Poles didn't really get a chance to hire Eberflus, that was kind of choreographed above him? Because some people feel like that really wasn't his choice.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in between. I think it was a very convenient fit, but I also think it was one that he believes in. Like, yeah, the agent part was there with Trace Armstrong in that agency. They have the same agent. But, like, if you're an agent, you're not setting up your guy and saying you have to hire my head coaching candidate. You're doing both your guys a disservice doing that. I think it was a good marriage. I've heard Ryan Poles speak well enough about why he hired Matt Eberflus, independent of the agent part, to believe that was his hire and that's the guy that he wants. But what I came back to, what I said earlier, like, I wonder if Poles knows in his heart of hearts that this is not the guy that's going to take this roster over the top. I think the hire of Matt Eberflus was, let's tear this thing down, let's rebuild from the bottom, let's develop a roster here, and he's the guy to do it. And I think he's done a fine job of that. You're seeing it took a while; they've been through a lot, but I think you're seeing this roster getting better because of Eberflus's watch. And to his credit, they've been through a lot this season, but he's kept this team together and they've been fighting. And it took, like I said, it took a while, but you're seeing the fruits of these labors now.
Yeah, my thing, the route I think they should go, and I know understand about the quarterback, having to pay Fields. Why don't you franchise tag him? and see if he's worth it, kind of like the Kirk Cousins situation. But I understand, paying a veteran quarterback compared to a rookie quarterback with a rookie contract. But my thing is if you get those two picks, you get the number one pick, and then you get the pick, what's the second pick, and you move down with that first pick, and then you go try to get a ransom worth of picks and build your team that way. Start plugging, get you a defensive end, get you some other pieces that offensive tackles that you need with that number one pick, which you can parlay into really building a really, really good team. And then you draft Marvin Harrison Jr. to pair up with DJ Moore. Now, don't you think that with that offense and then have some, different offensive linemen, that Justin Fields would be able to thrive, and especially with a new offensive coordinator?
That's the other route, and it's a fascinating route. Look, the best thing that's happened here is that Justin Fields has proven what he can do. He's proven himself as an NFL starter, and we weren't sure about that going into this year. Now it's a tough gamble, right? You want to take a chance on a guy like Caleb Williams or Drake May and say he's going to be that top 5 kind of quarterback, that championship level quarterback, when you got a guy right now who you feel safely is a top 20 to 15. That's good. You're going to win games with that. Are you going to win championships because of that guy? I'm not sure. Now, the other point, what you said, Stacey, it's true. You bring that guy Maserati Marv out of Ohio State, and you get in that tackle, and suddenly DJ Moore, as good as he's been, is your 2, and you got one of the best receiving tandems in all of the NFL. Justin Fields is getting better because of that. And if he's got the play system and everything he needs to work with that, it's going to be good. Like, you got a really good situation. The beauty of this is it is a very difficult decision now. That's what you wanted. Like, that's the sweet thing you got here is you got a tough choice. So, yeah, it's door one. Do you want to draft a quarterback with the number 1 or 2 overall pick, and then you trade Justin Fields? By the way, you might get a first-round pick back for Justin Fields at this point. When you got a team, say the Steelers, the Raiders, the Falcons, a team that's kind of in that quarterback purgatory and not picking at the top of the draft, like, you can get a deal for a Justin Fields. Maybe that's a 1. If not, it's going to be a second-round pick and more than that. Like, you're going to get a good return through that avenue too. Or do you want door number 2, as you pointed out? You either pick from the top of the draft, you take Marvin Harrison number 1, or maybe there's that perfect trade down where you're going pick 1 down to 3, and you get Harrison, and you get a bunch of picks back from a team that desperately wants Caleb Williams. Yeah, then you're controlling the draft once again. You're really set for the long haul. It's a really fascinating dilemma. Ryan Poles has really put himself in the driver's seat to once again control the draft, and he's got a situation now where the Bears are looking good for the long term. Like, they've got big upward trajectory because of what Poles has done in this rebuild and positioning them with draft capital. He's got a hit on it now, and he's got to make the right decisions. And when you look at the Bears' future, I mean, these are decisions that are going to linger and be looked back upon for the next 10 to 20 years and saying this was franchise altering.
Hey, Chris, or do you look at door number 3, where you have guys like Mullins and Browning and DeVito, who lives in his mom's basement, and take a gamble on one of those guys to come in and put pressure on Fields?
I mean, you never know. That's the beauty. I mean, heck, Brock Purdy's the MVP right now. That guy was Mr. Irrelevant. Like,
Yes.
and that's the beauty of the NFL, though. And that's also speaks to how difficult it is to draft. Like, his team gambled with 3 first-round picks to take Trey Lance, and they got the MVP, the last pick of the draft. Like, scouting is such an imperfect science, and especially with the quarterback position, you never know what you're getting, but it speaks to how difficult these guys' jobs are.
But you also, Chris, got a hell of a coach in Shanahan who knows how to run an offensive system and plug in guys and put talent around, a Purdy. Because Purdy, listen, for Mr. Irrelevant, and I mean, this is like looking at Tom Brady all over again. I mean, it's looking like a reincarnation of Tom Brady, that we may be looking at this guy being, one of the best quarterbacks ever when his career is over, because, I heard someone say, well, he's a game manager. No, this guy makes plays. This guy is making plays, and he's getting the ball to the right people at the right time. Yeah, he has talent around him, but you still got to get the ball to those players. So, yeah, the system is the most important for a young quarterback, period. The system. You got an offensive coordinator, you got a coach like Shanahan that knows how to run offenses and knows how to get the best out of his quarterback. I think Fields deserves the same thing. I think these guys have really did a disservice to him. I think they really held him back. I made a comment last week. I mean, does their offense go past 10 yards? Can he throw the ball past 10 yards? I mean, we see he's got one of the strongest arms in the NFL. We see he can make every deep throw, and you got DJ Moore. How come he doesn't throw the ball down the field more often?
Yeah, they tried those chances against the Browns. In that first play of the game, they take a deep shot. And of course, Fields takes a hit on that. But it's like they try to beat them in that man coverage against Cleveland. And I want more of that. I'm with you. You lost that. You're not getting the execution on those. You're not hitting on the ones that you're doing. You're not running them enough. And far too often it's been like, why aren't they just going to DJ Moore? Like, it's not that hard to make him be that playmaker. He's good enough and transcendent enough where he should be priorities 1, 2, and 3 of your game plan so often as you're trying to open up the passing game. The Bears have, it's, you hear these coaches talk, Matt Eberflus, Luke Getsy, about we want to get the downfield passing attack going. We're going to get it. They speak about it like they're not the ones who are running this game plan and coaching this team. Like, it's maddening at times, and it's just kind of the way of the world for this group. We've heard Luke Getsy say some of it's on Justin. He's not taking those chances when it's there. He's going for the check down. There's a disconnect. Like, I think they have a good relationship to some degree, but it's been clearly frustrating between the two. I think they're at a point now where Luke Getsy's not trusted Justin Fields consistently to run his system. And I think Justin Fields has been frustrated that the offense has not clearly fit his skill set.
Well, it's going to be a fascinating offseason. The Bears with so many options, very difficult decisions for Ryan Poles coming up. And Chris Emma will be all over it, covering it for The Score, and we'll be following your coverage. Chris, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today, and we'll see you at the next home game.
Take care.
Good job,
Thanks,
Chris.
All right, Chris Emma joining us today on Gimme the Hot Sauce. We're going to talk more NBA coming up. Before we do that, I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, our good buddy Jeff Vukovich. If you want to be treated like royalty when it comes to insurance for your auto, home, and business, make sure you contact our friend, nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. You can reach him at jeffvuk.com. That's jeffvuk.com. The phone number 847-825-4783. And he has the best jingle in the business, sung by Stacey King.
Nationwide is on your side.
The Golden Pipe's in great shape, ready for the holiday season. Stacey's going to be singing Christmas carols, going door to door.
Oh, chestnuts roasting by the open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
There you go, Stacey King, a man for all seasons. We're going to talk some NBA when Gimme the Hot Sauce rolls on in segment 2.
Hey, Stace, I was thinking about something the other day because we got a new sponsor here.
You were thinking.
Yes.
Very rare.
I know. And then I was pumping some of this green juice in that really fires up the synapses closing a little bit faster.
Yes. Tell me about your experience with Magic Mind.
Well, you know what it reminded me of is, remember years ago, I convinced you to try a little product
hell no.
Our buddy Scottie Pippen was promoting, chasing taxi cabs through the streets.
Oh, my God. What was it called?
Ginsana?
Ginsana. Oh, Mark. He made me take this Ginsana pill right before we played basketball, and I thought I was dying. I felt my heart racing. I was like, man, what is this? And it was
sweating before running.
Yeah, sweating. I was sweating like Patrick Ewing does in the fourth quarter. Patrick Ewing was always wet and sweaty.
Yeah.
Even before the game tip off, he's always sweating. And I was just like, man, what is this? And I never took that again. Is that still in the market?
I'm not sure, but I was surprised when I handed this to you that you decided to throw one back.
Yeah, so
based on our
so
prior
Mark,
experience.
Mark, we decided, he gave me a new product today, Magic Mind, and so I decided to. At first, when he said it to me, I thought he said Magic Mike, and I said I wasn't interested in seeing that film because I don't want to see guys stripping, but it was Magic Mind, and so he conned me into taking some. I'm not, I'm a 5-hour energy guy. Okay, so I was feeling a little depleted today because we got in last night, probably around 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was a little tired. We've been on a week road trip. You were out there with us, and so I decided today I didn't have my 5-hour energy. I said, let me try some Magic Mind. So I popped the bottle out, America,
and bam!
I tried Magic Mind, and I'm gonna tell you right now. See, you wouldn't know it, but I got energy. Okay, I'm bouncing off the table. If y'all have no idea, didn't even. If you heard me saying the nationwide jingle, you saw that energy come out.
Little extra zip.
Yeah, where's the bottle at? Give me
It's right in front there, right in front of the
hold
green
on,
sauce. We
hold
got
on.
green sauce for the green
Hold on,
sauce.
let me see. Hold on, let me see.
So now you can put 5 pounds of crap in a 10-pound bag and your productivity today.
Okay, let me see this. Okay, this is when it comes in, America. Can we see this? This little bottle right here. This little bottle right here
Kind of like a
is
5-hour.
boost your energy, focus, crush procrastination, elevate mental clarity. This is where I really feel that it's done really wonders for
Well,
me.
it has nootropics in it.
Don't interrupt me again.
And
When I'm trying to give it, don't interrupt me again. You get a throat punch. Okay, I'm over here trying to get America to understand why Magic Mind is so important. The elevate mental clarity has really helped me today because I get a chance to see Tim for who he really is. He doesn't think a lot, and so now that he's tried Magic Mind, now he's thinking. So I had to try this myself, and I understand where he's going. And it tastes good too, Mark.
It's kind of like
You're
grapefruit.
not here right now, but we're gonna get you some. It says subtly sweet productivity shot. And I'm very leery on taking anything green, like anything liquid green, because I just feel like if I drink it's
come out the same way.
It's gonna come out the same way like a baby's diaper. So I'm a little hesitant at taking it. And so I decided to take it today because everybody was like, "Oh, taste it. It tastes really good. It's got a nice little fruit flavor to it. You can't taste certain things." So I tried it, and it was really good. It was really good. So I'm gonna put some of these in my bag, and I'm gonna take some of these before the game. I might have to put 5-hour energy to the shelf so I can actually run a real test on this to see if it really works. But from what I see right now,
also our crew had some too, and look at how they're performing.
Yeah, they fell asleep out there.
Same. Exactly.
But this is good. This is some really good stuff.
But what's in it? Adaptogens, nootropics.
Tell them. You're
some
the doctor.
matcha.
Matcha.
All this good stuff. A lot of herbal stuff to keep you going, lowers cortisol levels, and you're gonna feel a boost without having the caffeine.
And she'll like it too.
So
there you go.
Yeah,
I like the fact that on the bottle they say it crushes procrastination. That's hard to say,
Yes.
So if you drink that, you can say clearly
3 times fast.
Peter Piper, Picker. Yeah. You know what I'm going. You know where I'm going, America. Yeah, but but seriously though, it's really good. It's tasty. Doesn't have an aftertaste to it, and I do feel this energy about myself right now. So I happen to be wearing green today. I didn't know we were going to be throwing this up.
Way to color match it.
Yeah, and Magic Mind, America. Make sure you get a bottle of Magic Mind. Where can they get this, Tim?
Yeah, well, right now you can get 56% off your subscription or 20% off your first order by going to magicmind.com/Stacey Kings and redeem the discount code Stacey Kings. But hurry up. It only lasts for a little while they're sponsors of the show. So check it out. You're going to like it. Get some today without getting the jitters.
Like it too.
That's right.
Yeah.
She'll like it too. Magic Mike's.
I think another reason why Stacey has a lot of energy is the Bulls are playing much better basketball.
Yes.
They're 6-3 in their last 9. And Stacey, there was an interesting comment by Billy Donovan in the post-game press conference after the win over Philadelphia. He was talking about the connectedness of the group, and he wasn't taking a direct shot at Zach, yet he kind of was. He envisioned during training camp that they're going to play this new style, share the wealth offense. Drive and kick kind of offense, push the pace. And now with Zach watching from the sideline, they're executing it. Now, I don't want to put all the blame on Zach because that would be totally unfair. But at the same point, the results 6-3 in the last 9 show that the team is playing at a much more efficient level when Zach is not on the court.
Well, the offense is moving a lot better. The ball's not sticking in guys' hands. But I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that the younger guys are involved more. They're not just out there being place setters, stand in the corner. If the ball swings to you and you got a shot, take it. They're actively involved in the offense. They're handling the ball. And one of the things I see on TV a lot is, Mark, a lot of times, before, guys didn't touch the ball. They didn't touch the ball in the sets. It'd be Zach or DeMar. And then, if they pass it, they pass it. If not, they shot it. Everybody's touching the ball now. It's swinging from side to side, corner to corner. And when you're touching the basketball, you honestly feel like, I may not be shooting, but I feel like I'm involved. You know what I'm saying? Because you now are being able to make decisions with where the next pass goes. So you actually feel like you're involved. It's when you're sitting over in the corner and you're just standing there. Because, early in the season, our ball movement, player movement, there was none of that. Guys would just stand in the corner. How many times you saw Patrick Williams just stand in the corner and not move? And as athletic as he's been, and you see in this stretch the Bulls have been going on, he has figured it out now. You don't have to run plays from me. I can get my plays in transition. He had a nice dunk yesterday between him and Io on a two-man break. He had a nice little reverse dunk he had in the filling the lane. He's offensive rebounding. He's doing things that he didn't do in the first part of the season. And it shows. He's playing with confidence. He's knocking down shots. Remember in the beginning of the year, the Bulls weren't a very good three-point shooting team because a lot of their three-point shots were always contested. The ball never moved. So guys were taking three-point shots with a defender on them. Now they look like an NBA team. The ball is swing, 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 extra pass, guy wide open, nobody's on him. He drains the three-point shot. And they're not taking 30 or 40 threes a game, but they're very efficient in the three-point shooting that they're taking. And Kobe is just lights out. I mean, he's got to be MIP, most improved player this year. I don't see anybody in that role that's playing better than him right now.
I don't know if you caught the comments by Zach Lavine's agent, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. He did an extended interview with The Athletic, and he was talking about the fact that right now our primary focus is getting Zach healthy and back on the court. He's been doing some straight line running and some light stationary shooting, but he's still at least a couple or 3 weeks away from returning to game action. In the interview, he talked about the fact that Rich Paul represents clients on maybe 25 of the 30 teams. So people shouldn't think that he's just trying to steer a trade to get Zach to the Lakers. He said that, that he might be a fit in Sacramento playing alongside De'Aaron Fox, who's also a Rich Paul client. And this is going to be really interesting in the upcoming weeks to see which direction this goes, because even though Rich Paul said that they just want to get it back on the court, clearly behind the scenes they're having discussions with the Bulls and they're trying to figure out what the best next step is. How do you think this is all going to come to a close, Stacey?
Well, I mean, the good thing about it is the Bulls are in control. This is not a walk year for Zach. Like he's a free agent after this season. And if the Bulls don't like any offer that they are presented, they can easily just walk away from the table and keep Zach for 2 or 3 years if they want until they get the deal they want. When you get in a situation, Mark, like you had James Harden, Philadelphia was in a rock and a hard place. The guy didn't want to be there. He was very disruptive. He was in a walk year. Every team knew that. Every team knew that Philadelphia would have to take anything to move him. You're not in that situation with Zach. Zach's still a talented player. He's still a young player, even though he's been in the league 10 years. He can still help this team if he comes back and decides that he wants to play like everybody else is playing. Just like DeMar's had to figure out how to play like everybody else now. And I think Zach is a smart enough kid. He can do that. But the Bulls are in no hurry to move anybody. I mean, the only guy that there's any kind of sense of urgency is with DeMar DeRozan, because he's in a walk year. So that's the one guy you have to make a decision on at the trade deadline. Do they keep him, sign him? Does DeMar take the hometown discount? Year 15 in the league, or do they move him? And he's the only guy right now they're under the gun with. Vooch is under contract. Kobe's under contract. You got Patrick Williams now, is going to be looking for a deal, this summer. But he's playing, the way he played in the beginning of the year, it was in the Bulls' benefit is, the way he played. But now the way he's playing now, there may be some teams out there that says, hey, look, the Bulls say, hey, go out there and, see what you can get in the open market. And there may be a team out there that's intrigued by the way Patrick has played. If he can continue to play this way all through the rest of the season, there may be somebody out there say, hey, you know what? That kid is a really good player. Let's throw some money at him and see if the Bulls want to match it.
We mentioned at the top of the show, the news of the day, that Torrey Craig is going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. Who do you think gets those backup minutes? Do you think they'll take a look at both Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips? Or I know Terry's played a little bit more lately. Do you think he's the guy who's going to get the first shot?
Yeah, I think he is. I thought he played really well last night in the little time that he was out there. And I think, as you've seen with Patrick Williams, the more you play, the more confidence you get. He can play multiple positions for you. He can bring the ball up the floor. He's got good size. I think he's just starting to figure out what his role is right now on this year's team. And that's to come out here and bring energy and play some defense. He had a nice rebound yesterday. He gave Kelly Oubre He harassed Kelly Oubre yesterday, and I thought that was really good. And I think the more minutes he gets, the better he's going to get. And I also still think you're going to see Lewis out there too, because his length is something the Bulls could use as well, Mark.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. The Bulls have a lot of home games coming up. They play the Lakers on Wednesday, the Spurs on Thursday. Victor Wembanyama, by the way, is sitting out tonight's game in Milwaukee, so we don't know if he's going to play in that game Thursday at the United Center.
Oh, he's
they've got
play.
Cleveland. They got Cleveland on Saturday, Atlanta on the day after Christmas. Really, I mean, the Lakers are good, but they're not as good away from Los Angeles. So these really are 4 winnable games, especially with Cleveland's injury situation right now.
Well, I mean, the Bulls are playing really, really well right now. And the key for them is to just continue to play one game at a time. They've done it. I mean, last night, Mark, let me tell you how good they're playing. Last night, I think it was we charted it about 35 to 40 possessions that they had without a turnover. That was impressive. That was one of the reasons why they won the game last night, because they were able to take care of the ball, especially down the stretch, and not let the pressure of Philadelphia, really get to them. I mean, 40-something possessions without a turnover. And they're playing much faster. Their defense is much better. And Billy, to his defense, Billy is now getting the offense that he has been trying to put in since he's been here. And they're playing it. And they're committed to it, because now, Mark, it's just like anything. You got to make players believe that this works. You got to, and I don't think Zach or DeMar believed it worked in the beginning. I don't think they believed it worked because it didn't work because they handled the ball more than everybody else. That's why it didn't work. But now there's, everybody's touching the ball, and it's now proven that it works against every single team. You beat a very good Philadelphia 76er team. We haven't beat, we're 13-1 when Embiid plays. So we've lost 13 times to Embiid in 14 games. Okay. They had their whole roster. That is a very good Philadelphia team. Okay.
Yeah,
Embiid, they're going to be a hard out when it comes to playoff time. Okay. For the Bulls to go in there on the road and beat the full roster, should have beat Milwaukee. Had Milwaukee had that game, should have beat Miami. Should have, could have. I know people are going, should have, could have. But this is a different team over these last 10 games than what we saw in the first 17 or 18 games. It's a totally different team. And if this team stays the course, Mark, from where they are now, from these 10 games that the body of work that we've just seen, and continue to play this way, they're going to win a lot more games than they're going to lose.
Yeah, I think that the Bulls are definitely on an uptick right now, and hopefully this stretch of home games can see them really improve their record and move their way up in the Eastern Conference standings. We're going to take a break here, talk about what we're watching these days, maybe a little college football and basketball. But before we do that, let's bring in our buddy Christopher Walken to tell the folks how they can get some hot sauce.
Thanks, Mark. I've just been walking through a Christmas wonderland and selling sauce. It's been wonderful. I've been hanging out at the Jewels, promoting every day the green and the red. I'm like, if you're coming in here, don't leave without some Christmas colors. And it's paid off because everyone's been buying the 2-packs online. It's been fantastic, but nobody's smart enough to use the codes walk in Q or walk in fire, which is fine. It just puts a little more green in my pocket, which is okay. So anyhow, if you still want something for the holidays, we can get it out tomorrow. I'll have that guy Whispers pack it up for you and send it right away, so you have it by Christmas. So just go to GimmeTheHotSauce.com and use some of the codes. What's wrong with you people? Get some free sauce. I'm very upset over this. Just do it. Even use the code HOLIDAY for some free shipping. Pull your heads out of your asses and get some sauce.
And for all of you in the Chicagoland area, just visit your local Jewel Osco and spice up your holiday table with some of the Gimme the Hot Sauce products. All the flavors are great, and you'll enjoy it.
And they're flying off the shelves, baby.
There you go.
It's a stocking stuffer.
Oh, nothing like the old stocking stuffer.
All right, we're coming right back with more on Gimme the Hot Sauce. Stay with us. We are back. Final segment of this week's episode of Gimme the Hot Sauce. And, of course, Christmas coming up on Monday. Stacey, you got any Christmas stories you want to share with the group?
With the R-rated ones?
Hey,
G-rated.
whatever you got. I'm looking at the rundown. It says
What's-
great Christmas memories. So I thought you had a great story for him.
no.
What's the worst gift you ever got?
The worst gift?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? Listen, I've learned to appreciate Christmas, man.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, we're still talking about worst gift.
The worst gift. Come on, man.
Everyone's had one.
You know what? But you know what? As a kid, though, you always wanted certain things. Like you wanted a new bike. You wanted, I wanted the Evil Knievel. Remember the Evil Knievel?
Oh yeah, for the zip.
Zip thing. Yeah, and so there'd be Christmas at the King household. That we didn't always get what we wanted. We always got what we needed: underwear, socks. No
like
new
the
bike.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need.
Mark, no new bike, no Evil Knievel, maybe some Chinese checkers. Who in the hell plays Chinese checkers? I mean, come on, man. I don't even know how to play that, man. But my mom would always slip that in there every year. It's like, Mom, you can keep doing this, But I think the biggest surprise when I realized there was no Santa Claus. And it was my parents. You're like at 6 years old, you thinking Santa's coming, you're putting the cookies down, Mark, mom and dad make you go to bed early, and then you find out that, you hear them rustling across the street, getting our gifts from our neighbor's house. They would keep the presents over there so we could never find them. And then, me and my brother see my parents coming across the street with, gifts or things. And then we realized there was no Santa Claus. That was disheartening.
Wow, talk about a spoiler alert. All the little kids listening to the show. You just ruined Christmas for all the little kids out there.
The little kids shouldn't be watching this right now, okay? Because, this is about, she'll like it too. This is what kind of show it is,
That's
Mark.
true. I know. This isn't really ideally in the 2 to 8 demographic, I wouldn't think.
No.
It was like my Christmas, nothing under the tree. My dad's like, you thought there was Santa Claus? Get a job, stupid.
Jeez.
That's child
Rough
abuse.
crowd.
That's child abuse.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
I guess
It was rough.
we got a new segment coming up. D and Cisco, I've got some comments from the YouTube watchers.
Yeah,
what do you got for us, guys?
we've been getting some good feedback on our YouTube channel. All our loyal listeners who watch this show, the last couple of weeks, we've given them some good ammunition to talk about. We had Tim found some dude in the parking lot named Jesse Rodriguez. What's his name?
Jesse Rojo.
Rojo. Okay.
I knew he'd upset some people.
Yeah, and he brought him in here. Without, Mark, we weren't here. We were in Florida. So
we were in Miami.
Yeah, we were in Miami. So we didn't get a chance to screen him. Okay.
Sabotage.
And then this guy, you can tell he was so happy to bring a guest on. Like he never brings any guest on, right? But the guests he brings are like people he finds out in the parking lot. So he was so excited. He was smiling, cheesing. And then once we started asking the guy questions, it just went south. So the fans had a lot to say about that.
Oh, they love to hate.
Yeah, they love. Tim said it was a great guess because it gives someone a person to hate. See, what kind of attitude is that? It gives someone to hate.
Welcome to America.
You know what? If they would have known Tim brought him on, they might have hated Tim.
Oh no, it took all the focus off of me. That's the whole point.
Well, America, this is the guy you should have been mad at because he's the one that brought him on here.
It was your idea.
Oh no, it wasn't. Me and Mark was shocked. Me and Mark, we're on the Zoom channel. Like, who's this dude? Is he?
I could
is he
tell by
here
your
to clean
face.
the office? I didn't know what he was doing.
Well, I
thought
knew
he
Mark
was a janitor.
I knew Mark had enough, and he's like, "Okay, let's go."
That's all right. Thank you for coming on.
Get him off.
So, Deke, give us some questions, Deke.
All right, starting off with fresh young dude. Who was that arrogant dude who kept talking over Stacey? Yikes. Well, we've pretty much already said who it was, but so people know, Tim got him from the bar.
Yes, he got him from the bar.
Typical Tim.
That's for people are outspoken.
Guy here. Yeah. I didn't think I was going to listen. I didn't think I was going to be able to get anything in. I was like, oh, he's hijacked the show. It's like Max Headroom. You remember Max Headroom when they took over the show? Yeah, he just took over the show. Remember the one when he called out Chuck Swirsky? Remember that when he took over, they pirated the Chicago station?
That was a good idea. See, sometimes a good idea.
The guy was like, were you here, Mark? When did that happen? When they hired
but I heard the story though.
Yeah, I saw it.
WGN.
If you look on YouTube, you can see it. There's somebody
It's
actually
famous.
pirated the TV thing.
Yeah, it's a famous thing.
And he had a Max Headroom hat on, and he called Chuck Swirsky, get Chuck Swirsky, kill Chuck Swirsky or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy. All right, D, what's up?
All right, so next one we got is from Julian Parker 2758. He says, Bulls are better without Billy Donovan. DeMar is a good scorer, but watch him defensively. He's horrible and he slows the pace and kills the spacing. Please don't extend another aging 34 veteran.
That's kind of harsh on Christmas. Jeez.
Yeah, it really is
Man,
harsh.
wow, that's really harsh, man. I mean, when DeMar was the king of the fourth, everybody was cheering him on.
That's right.
And now, see how people turn on you, Mark. When you're at your highest, everybody's riding the wave. They're riding the wave. As soon as you fall off the surfboard, they want those stones at you. Okay, So listen, America. DeMar has done a lot of great things here. Okay, and the one thing DeMar has done. What's his name again? What's the guy's name?
Julian Parker.
Julian Parker. First of all, Julian Parker, thanks for submitting a question. But this message is for you. Okay, DeMar is an all-star. DeMar has changed his game a little bit to be able to fit into what the Bulls are doing now, and they're rolling right now. So let's just enjoy this moment right now.
Go back to producing rap. If your name is Julian Parker, you're a rap producer.
Oh my God, this guy here.
You haven't even seen this picture, man.
Oh, see, but was I right?
Are you instigating or something?
No, I'm not.
He's instigating.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you
So
are.
he's a rapper.
Next question.
I was right.
Next question.
All right, Goon8562. I'll be glad when Zach leaves. He doesn't want to play for Chicago. Let him go where he want to go. We've been playing good without him. So Bulls need a retool, study, rebuild. I don't know what that last part meant, but pretty sure Stacey does.
Yeah. Well, listen. I don't know if the Bulls are going to retool or rebuild or not. I mean, because listening to AK, they're still on the win now mode. And if they do make a trade, they're going to bring in guys that can play right now and help them try to get to where they need to go. My biggest thing with that is I trust AK. So AK and Mark, hey, listen, I'm behind them. Whatever they do, I'm rolling with them. My biggest thing is that the division, the Central Division, us and Milwaukee are the two oldest teams in the division. Indiana's young. Detroit's young. You look what Orlando's doing there. They're young. They've all went through this rebuilding stage. Detroit right now, man, I wouldn't want to be in Detroit right now. Man.
24 straight loss.
After they beat us. We were their last win.
Yeah.
And they lost 24 straight, and it doesn't look like they're going to win anytime soon. Which is surprising because they got a lot of talent there. A lot of young talent, but it's surprising. But it's the same token. I'm kind of looking forward to rebuild myself. That's just me. Because I think, you'd only be in that situation for maybe 2 years and then you could get it turned around very quickly. Because I still think Chicago is a destination where free agents want to come. You might have a shot to get Giannis in a couple of years. Who knows? I mean, if the team is competitive, you may have a chance to get a player like that at some point. So that's what I'm thinking. But, again, I'm in the cheap seats. They don't pay me to make those decisions. Fran, next.
All right, last one. Here we go. From @PaulXZombie. This is edited, by the way. It's over. The Kardashian curse is real. It's only a matter of time.
Told you.
It
happens every time. Sorry,
Hey.
Torrey Craig. And I just showed Stacey a picture here where they said his gym bag is behind her while she does a selfie in her bikini in her room.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the red and black bag, Bulls bag, is in the back. And that's probably where he sprained his foot, was on that couch. But that's another story.
Wow. See, America. See, this is America. This is what we talk about. This is why we keep, Timmy Whispers leashed.
Just like Whispers.
Whenever he gets a little hot take, he takes it to another level. Okay, there has not been proven that he's been with Kardashian. Fran, has not been proven.
Hey, Fran, can you do a stat of when someone dates a Kardashian, what happens to their career?
Oh yeah, their career. Listen, I do agree with you, but
I'd like to see this.
But we'll have for next show.
Episode.
But what I'm saying is, we don't know that he's seeing Kim Kardashian. No one's seen them together.
Oh,
You were just making assumptions because you saw a bag that was red and black, and you assumed it was his.
I mean,
Yeah, that might have been Carlos Boozer's gym bag that he tripped over and broke his thumb.
Wow.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, Mark, way
to jump in there, Mark.
Way to jump. Both feet in, Mark.
I mean, look at Odell Beckham. It took him 2 years to recover, but it looks like he's back now. He had to go see Zig Ziglar or someone like that.
Has anyone seen Chris Humphries?
No.
He's like
Put out
he's
an
like
A-
disappeared.
Can't
out
even
an
find him in the
APB.
lost and found shit.
Man, I don't know where he's at. He just like disappeared. He he was married to her, and now he's gone.
I got one more for you guys.
And what happened to Lamar? Oh, let's not go there. Huh?
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's terrible.
That's
Okay,
terrible.
Oh, hey,
there goes
You
a
need
future-
to go to jail for
There's
that
a
one.
future guest gone out today, right there. Oh,
All
Oh,
right.
he loves talking about it.
oh,
Well, this is the
wow.
last one from the YouTube chat. From Cisco Rodriguez. Do you think Kobe can maintain this play with another player like Zach's skills level, or is he just another scorer in general?
No, I think Kobe can play with anybody. I mean, he's playing with DeMar. So he's averaging 26 points a game with DeMar.
You can maintain it with Caruso.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe's playing with so much confidence right now. It doesn't matter who they put out there with him. He's going to get his shots because here's what I said about Kobe. Because he can shoot the three and he can get to the basket with his handles, he's tough to guard now. He's not one-dimensional like he was when he first came in the league. He was one-dimensional. Now he's multi-dimensional. He can shoot the three. He can put the ball on the floor, get to whatever space that he wants to get to, and he can get to the rim. And he's got step back ability. And his range is unlimited. Some of the shots he's taking, Mark, you saw it in Miami, how deep they
Yeah.
were. I mean, he's taking a good 5 feet behind the three-point line. And those are not heaves. Those are actual, he has that range. And it's been impressive.
All right, let's wrap up the show with a quick look at what we're watching. We talked last week that a new season of Reacher was coming out on Prime. Stacey, I watched the first 2 episodes. As good as ever, man. He's just destroying guys. I mean, it is
Look at
fun
that.
to watch.
Look at that. Yep, that's how Tim's back used to look.
He had his fucking dreams.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tim used to work out like that. He used to look like that.
I'm working at it.
But not anymore. Not anymore.
Thanks.
He's got Tom Cruise's back, Reacher's back. Okay. Yeah, but that's a great show, America. Seriously, if you have not seen Reacher, check it out. That's an awesome show.
Yeah.
Good call, Mark.
What do you got, Stacey? What do you got for the folks?
Right now, I'm just focused on Vikings. I'm in season 3 right now, episode 6. And I'm telling you right now, this show is really, really good. Really, really good. It's really good put together. Especially I like history stuff. So, this is really cool to see these Vikings and, how they came into play and how they, they found England, and just the actors in this are super, and it's the storylines, it's a different storyline every episode, but it revolves around the same group of characters. So it never gets old. So I'm in season 3 right now, episode 6. I think I got 2 more seasons to go, but it's well worth it.
Tim?
Well, I'm really bummed out that they've released the news that Yellowstone's delayed another full year
A full year.
to
Wow.
next November. They're supposed to release
Well,
this
that's
last
crazy.
November. I have no
Yeah.
idea why. They didn't say why. I guess they're just delaying it. But
Is Kevin
Kevin
Costner out now?
no, this is
the
for the
show?
one that's already been recorded. So maybe they're trying to figure out some changes or something to phase them out, or I don't know what's going on. But yeah, they said November of 24 now. So nonetheless, I did watch The Sound of Freedom, the true story of the child trafficking. That is absolutely horrifying.
Where's it on?
But,
What
but
is it
well
on?
done. I just watched it on, I think on Netflix, or was on demand, or one of those.
Man, there was really this movie was came out with a little buzz, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared.
Yeah, a lot of people are fighting it, I think, but great. It's a true story, so it's not just Hollywooded up with James Caviezel, and boy, he does a great job in there, and based on an agent that is fighting child trafficking, and it's really shocking to watch.
So what's first? When you get the family together for the holidays, you're still going to put that on and play it on a loop?
Oh
Get
my
everybody in the
God.
spirit?
Wow.
No, I have stuff much more depressing. I've also been watching World War II on Netflix. But it's all colorized now, so
Oh, man.
it's just that much more worse than the black and white film. That's great though.
Just like whispers.
Wow, that was a little loud.
Hey, well, I got to get back to work. I'll be on the 10 o'clock news tonight on ABC 7, so tune in if you're watching
Hey,
live.
America-
America,
watching.
watch one of the hardest working men in show business, Mark Shanowski, tonight on Channel 7.
And I got 3 games coming up, Stacey. Saturday, the Cavs game. Tuesday, the Atlanta Hawks. And then December 30th as well. Adam's got a lot of time off. He's
Yeah.
like Jason Goff all of a sudden.
Oh, baby, Give Me the Hot Sauce is a takeover. The Give Me the Hot Sauce takeover, baby. We've been doing it all season. Y'all just haven't been paying attention.
You know what the bull said? Better call Mark.
No, better call Mark.
Yeah, I got the Bob Odenkirk tie going. Yeah. Hey, Stacey, before we get out of here, how's Mike doing?
Mike is doing much better. He's going to come back after
Good.
the first of the year. And so he was, I checked on him the other day when I was in Miami. Just give him a little, I try to check on him every week to make sure he's okay. And he's doing good. And he's got the Doublemint twins taking care of him and rubbing his feet and doing all kind of other things, adult activity. And he liked it
Well,
too.
if the folks need a limo ride over the holidays, how can they get hooked up here?
Okay.
All right.
Read it. I'm trying
Stacey's
to,
going to be doing Christopher Walken pretty soon.
where's the read it, people?
Jeez, I don't even have it here. Where is that?
Okay, I got to go ad lib.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta go ahead and live here.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen, America.
I think you should know it by now,
There it
Stacey.
is.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. No, I'm not picking my phone up on the set. Be quiet.
I got it. If you
I
want me to
got
read
it. I got it, Mark. Here it is
All
right
right.
here. Windy City Limousine provides championship service. Making a reservation is so easy. It's a slam dunk. Let Windy City break the full court pressure of traffic and get you to your destination in style. Contact us at 847-916-9300. That's 847-916-9300. Or go online today. WindyCityLimos.com. Windy. And tell them nobody sent you.
Hey, we wish Mike all the best. I hope he's feeling better. We look forward to seeing him after the new year. We want to wish all of our loyal podcast listeners and
Merry
YouTube
Christmas.
watchers a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. We want to thank you for all your loyal following of the show throughout the years. And we're going to come back bigger and better than ever in 2024. So we appreciate you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all.
Must have had magic.
It's that
mind
magic
juice.
mind.
Magic Mind right now, baby. Hey, Magic Mind got me singing Christmas carols right now. Chestnuts roasting by the open fire. Jack
Time to roll the music.
Frost
Time to roll the
nipping
music.
it.
Oh my goodness! It's only preseason, but I'm hyped. Neil Thought, Jimmy G buckets, gets buckets. Oh my goodness! Give me the hot sauce.